Hi, a very warm morning, everyone. I am Shubham and I will be uploading a new YouTube video every weekend from today onwards related to data science, machine learning algorithms, data analyst, and all the things that you require to become a great data scientist. So, let's get started. So, today I'm going to discuss about a weather set, a data set related to weather. So quickly, let me go through the dataset. So I'm having a CSV file of the data, and let me go through the columns. So in my columns, I have the date time, temperature in degrees Celsius, the dew point, relative humidity, wind speed, visibility in kilometer, pressures, and weather. So let's upload a file and let me show how can you apply. How can you wait a minute. So let me show you how can you upload your CSV file into the Jupyter Notebook. So here's my Jupyter Notebook and here is an upload option. So simply just go through the file and here it is my CSV file. Click on upload here. I guess the file is already here, so let me overwrite this and the file is being uploaded. So we can also give name. So it's weather data set. Okay, so today I'm using the pandas library for doing the analysis of this dataset. So I'm going to import the Python pandas library in Python. So to import the pandas into a notebook, we simply write import pandas as pd. Okay, so the pandas is successfully imported. So I'm giving a variable to my dataset and its df is equal to pd dot it's pd dot read. So mine is a CSV file, so I'm using the CSV. If you are using the Excel format, you can choose the Excel. But now as I am in CSV file, so I'm using the CSV file. And in the strings, I'm going to give the name of my sheet. It's weather.csv. So my sheet is uploaded successfully. You can see how fast is it. Okay, so it's df. So here is the dataset. So if so my data contains 8 columns and there are total 8784 rows in my data. So if I want to see the first 5 rows or the first rows from the data, we can simply write df dot head. See, it will show you the first rows from the data. And if you want to see the data from the last, we simply write df.tail. These are just the basic commands. And if the user wants to see the first 10 rows, he can simply write 10 in the bracket. And if the user wants to see the last 10 of the data, simply write 10 in the bracket. Okay, so let me again give you the intro of the data. So weather dataset is a time series with per hour information about the weather conditions at a particular location, and it records the temperature, dew point, relative humidity, wind speed, visibility in kilometers, pressure in pascals, and weather. So let's go through further. And if I want to know how many rows and columns are into the data, I simply write df dot shape. So my data has 8784 rows and the 8 columns. Okay, if I want to have the names of the columns, I will simply write df dot columns. So here is my columns, name of the columns. If I want to know the data types, that whether a particular data is in string format, in decimals or float, whether it's in date time format or in integer, to know for that I simply write df dot data types divide trees. So my date and type is in the object format, temperature in float, relative humidity in integer, and okay. So let's do the further analysis. If I want to know the unique data in this particular column, weather, so I simply write df weather dot unique. So from here you can get all the unique values in the particular column. And if I want to know the number of unique values in each and every column, I will write df dot n unique. I guess I have to put okay. So there, this is the data. So I have 8784 unique values in the date and time. Temperature, I have 533 unique values. Okay, and if I want to know the if there is any missing value or any non value exists in our data set, then we simply write df dot is is null dot sum. So there are no missing values in our data set. Okay, let me go through the count function. So it will tell the number of non-null values in each column. So simply write df dot count. See, we have 8784 total rows and all are present here. I will show you. See, this was the shape of our dataset. Let's move further. Now, if I want to know all the unique values with their count, that can be done using the value count. Simply write, okay, so I want all the unique values in the this weather column. What I need to do, I just simply write df dot value counts. Yes, like this. See, so this is the status of our data. Okay, let's discover some more functions. And if I want the basic information about my dataset, we simply write df dot info. See, not null. I got all the information about the data. Its memory usage, its data types, how many objects are there, how many floats values are there, how many integer values are there. I think it's a good stuff. Okay, so now let's move with the analysis of the data. So let me show you the data once, and I want only two lines. Df dot head, I want only two. So okay, so I want I want to find the number of time when the weather is exactly clear. Okay, so for this you simply write df it's weather, and I want it to be clear. Okay. To know my data into the data frame, simply write df, the variable in which we have stored the data, put the one square bracket and put the another square bracket. You will get the data into the data frame form. It's so simple and easy to understand. Okay, now I want to have the wind speed which should be equal to 4 km per hour. Here you can see the data is scattered. I just want to know it the day on the speed when it was equal to 4. So I simply write, let me copy this so that no spelling errors taken from my side. I simply write equal to 4. Here is my data. And to put it into data frame, I write df, the variable in which I have stored under two square brackets. Okay. Okay. Now I want to, rename this weather. I want to type here the weather condition instead of weather. It can be done simply. There is a function known as rename into the pandas library. So we simply write df dot rename and we are going to rename the column. So we'll write column equal to square this curly brackets. It's a weather and we are going to interchange it with weather the conditions. So we are okay. I guess the name of the spelling of the column. C value and it should be columns. Yes. Now it's done. And if I want it to be fixed permanently, I will write in place equal to should be true. We will see you the data frame. See, the name of the column has been changed with just a simple line of a code. Okay, now if I want to know the mean of this visibility in kilometers, I will simply write df visibility kilometers dot mean. And if I wanted standard deviation, then simply write dot std. I will be uploading more further videos in which I'm going to clear all your concepts related to the mean, standard deviation, and will also be covering more coding skills and statistics parts also. Okay, now I want to find the variance of this particular column. I will simply write dot var. Sorry, it's I think I will AVR. It's var 159. It's simple and easy. Okay, now I want to know instances when the snow was recorded in the weather. So I have named my this column as weather condition. I'm going to copy this and I want to write the instances on which the snow was recorded. So I simply write def weather conditions when dot value counts. So the so it was 390 times when the instances of snow were recorded. Let's go further. Okay. Now I want this in the data frame format. So how can it be written? Df weather condition when it was a snow. Okay, to put it into the data frame, simply put it into the df variable. This Okay, now as we know, this is the string format data. As we have find information here, let me show you. So it's a object type of data, means the string type of data. So snow words can also be find through the string using the string function. So it's df weather condition dot string dot contains cum contains, and we want to find it as a snow. So it should be a, I think I'm co, hope it's coa contains. Wait a minute, guys. Uh, I was doing wrong with this. Okay. Okay, to put it into the data frame, we write df and this. And I want to present my data from. I want to see the last 50 rows of my data. I will simply write dot tail, and in the bracket I will write 50 as I want to see the last 50 rows of my data. Here is the condition. Let's move further. Okay, now I want to know from the data the instances when the wind speed is above 24 and the visibility is 25. So now I'm giving two conditions to my data, how it can be done. Please watch carefully, it's simple. I will simply write df and in the bracket I will write, okay, I want winds kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour, it should be greater than 24. Let me put first condition into the circular bracket, and so let's put and second condition is that I want visibility kilometer should be 25. Visibility kilometer equal to 25. Okay, so it is 25. Here is our data. To put it into the data frame, we simply write df square bracket square bracket. Here is the status of our data frame. When we are giving, now let's use the group by function. We simply write df dot group by, and I want weather condition. Let me, okay, where's this? So here the my functions got generated and I want the mean of it here. So the weather, so that my data is sorted as per the weather condition mean. It's a quite useful thing, I guess. Okay, from this, so there are various function of the group by. We can also use a minimum function into this. Simply change it to the minimum. So here are the minimum values in relation to this conditions. Same way we can also apply the maximum function. Simply write the max function. So these are the maximum values in relation with this weather condition. Now I want when the weather condition was fog. At what time the weather condition was fog in my data? Simply I am equal to fog. Here is my data, and to put into a data frame we already know, just put the variable in which I stored the data and the square brackets. So simple. Okay, now I want to know the instances when weather is clear or visibility is above 40. So the code for this will be df, and I want to know the weather condition is clear. It should be clear or df visibility kilometer. Okay. I'm copying the just that so no spelling mistakes can occur from my side. Otherwise the code will give me an error. Should be more than 40. So let me put into the format. This also I need to put in the. So I have defined the conditions. Let me go through. So here is the data, and if I want to present it into the data frame, it will be df square bracket. Here is the condition. So there are total 3027 rows in which the weather condition was clear and the visibility was above 40. Okay, now let me go further, and now I'm going to give three commands to the code. Please watch it carefully. I want to know when the weather condition was clear and relative humidity was more than 50, or the visibility was more than 40. How it can be written? So it's a simple code. We will write df when the weather condition was clear, the weather condition was clear and when the relative humidity, where is the relative humidity column, should be more than 50. And the third condition is the visibility. Where is the visibility column? Here it is. Visibility should be then 40. A third condition. We run. So here is the data, and to put it into the data frame, simply variable in which the data is stored, the square brackets. So here is the data. So I have now 2921 rows in which the weather condition was clear and the relative humidity was more than 50, and the visibility is more than 40. So that's end for the day, and on the next weekend I'm going to cover some more data sets, and also I'm going to show you some of the visualizations, how it can be done through the Python. So thank you everyone. Have a good day.